Hello, good day everyone. We are here today to discuss the areas related to the relevance of the ISO 14001-2015 on the following: leadership and management, B, its effect to the public policy, and C, its effect internationalization, globalization. But before we start, allow us to introduce ourselves. I'm Gladys A. Mandin, and my co-teammates are the following: Miss Ara Dohenia, Miss Iris Evaili, Miss Mary Jean Molina, and Miss Mera Flor Asinas. Welcome to our group discussion. What is ISO 14001-2015? It is an organization may want to improve its environmental performance, but find it difficult to do so in an efficient and effective manner. ISO 14001-2015 is a recognized method for identifying and addressing environmental performance, with over 3,000 certifications issued across 171 countries. The standard is the most widely adopted environmental management system worldwide. ISO 14001-2015, used by an organization seeking to manage its environmental responsibilities in a systematic manner that contributes to the environmental failure of sustainability. It is an international standard of worldwide acceptance based on the concept that better environmental performance can be achieved when environmental aspects are systematically identified and managed, giving a major contribution of sustainability. Through pollution prevention, improve environmental performance, and complying with applicable laws, our groups aim to discuss the relevance of the ISO 14001-2015 on leadership and management sustainability approach through the use of environmental management standard. Focus on the current process of ISO 14001-2015 revision. Ms. Ivali, do you have any addition to the discussion?
Yes, Ms. Mandin. As far as I know, the revised International Environmental Management Standards ISO 14001-2015 puts business leaders firmly in control of implementing the organization's environmental management systems. With a wider business context, John Barwise explained, after more than 3 years of reviews and consultation, the revised ISO 14001-2015 was finally agreed and published in September 2015. A new high-level structure has been introduced, replacing the old structure framework of standards, such as Quality Management System ISO 9001. So now, Ms. Molina, what do you think? Who should use ISO 14001-2015 revision?
I think leadership and management uses ISO 14001-2015 for the effectiveness of the rule of leadership and management, managing process to the environmental management system, and also ISO 14001-2015 should be used by any organization that wishes to set up, improve, or maintain an environmental management system to conform to its established environmental policy and requirements. The requirements of the standard can be incorporated into any environmental management system. The extent to which is determined by several factors, including the organization's industry, environmental policy, products, and service offerings, and location. Ms. Mandin?
Yes, Miss Molina, that's true. So now, what topic does ISO 14001-2015 cover? context of organization, performance evaluation, leadership, support, operation, and improvement. Ms. Asinas, what do you think?
Compatible with other management system standards. And this also specifies the requirements for an environmental management system that an organization can use to enhance its environmental performance. Any additional information, Ms. Duhania?
Yes, Miss Asinas. Because in my point of view, ISO 14001-2015 is applicable to any organization, regardless of size, type, and nature, and applies to the environmental aspects of its activities, products, and services that the organization determines it can either control or influence considering a life cycle perspective. According to ISO 14001:2015, draft international standard, achieving a balance between environmental, social, and economic subsystems within the global system is considered essential in order to meet the needs of the present without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their needs. Am I true, Miss Molina?
Yes, I think so, Ms. Duhenia, because today's current process of ISO 14001-2015 system, the role of leadership and management goes beyond managing process to incorporate less tangible factors such as motivation and inspiration. The revised ISO 14001 takes this into account by putting environmental management system at the heart of decision making and strategic planning. So now the question is, what is the relevance of the ISO 14001-2015 to leadership and management? In my own, ISO 14001-2015 help leadership and management makes their moves quickly and successfully through a unique combination with coaching, strategy, execution, and managing organization changes. How about you, Ms. Asenas? What's your discussion to this?
Yes, I agree for what you said, Ms. Molina. I think ISO 14001-2015 can be used in whole or in part to systematically improve environmental management. Claim of conformity to ISO 14001-2015. However, these are not acceptable unless all its requirements are incorporated into an organization environmental management system, are fulfilled without exclusion. This also requires a multidisciplinary and systemic approach since the global nature of the issues requires that economic actors, governments, public and private organizations, and citizens be actors in this process. Any addition, Ms. Duhenia?
In my point of view, putting leadership and management at the center of environmental management is an approach taken by a number of international standards. The Global Reporting Initiative, which sets the world standards for sustainability reporting, has convened a corporate leadership and management group to promote effective governance as a way of demonstrating the link between organizational values, commitment, and business strategy. Any addition, Ms. Molina?
Yes, Ms. Dohania. In my addition to this, ISO 14001-2015 Leadership and Management must establish clear expectations for management. Not only are executives accountable for the effectiveness of their environmental management system, they also have specific tasks and responsibilities for the system effectiveness, like ensuring that the strategic plan of the organization and the environmental management system objectives are compatible and integrated, ensuring the correct resources are available, and that the environmental management system can interact with the existing business process. What do you think, Ms. Mandin?
Yes, you're right, Ms. Molina. But also by adopting responsibility for delegating and directing people to ensure performance objectives are met, ensuring continual improvement can be achieved, and also providing leadership to other supporting roles in the organization to ensure overall targets can be met. And by communication, ensuring that critical objectives, aspects, and performance metrics are continually communicated effectively to the stakeholders. So now, how does leadership and management demonstrate leadership and commitment with respect to the environmental management system? Ms. Asinas, do you have any discussion to this?
Yes, Ms. Mandin. By demonstrating leadership and commitment, management can direct and support employees of the organizations and others doing work on its behalf to achieve the intended outcomes of its environmental management system. The organization is in a better position to achieve its environmental objectives and to identify opportunities for improvement when management creates a culture that encourages people at all levels to actively participate in the environmental management system. How about you, Ms. Molena? Do you have any addition to this discussion?
Yes, Ms. Asenas. The organization is in a better position to achieve an environmental objective and to identify opportunities for improvement when leadership and management creates a culture that encourages people at all levels to actively participate in the environmental management system. And taking environmental responsibilities seriously is greatly assessed. Establishment of a positive environmental culture throughout the organization. Ms. Ibali?
Yes, it's true, Ms. Molina. Leadership and management can take help, but not give up responsibility. They must establish the organizational structure and internal environment that motivates personnel to achieve the organization's quality management goals and objectives. Ensuring the integration of the environmental management system requirements into the organization's business process is the prime responsibility of the leader and manager in organization. And I think if they are not committed and taking ad hoc decision, shortcuts, and unethical means of achieving their interests, the system cannot be implemented effectively. Maybe organization can somehow get certified by the auditors, but cannot achieve stakeholder satisfaction and shall fail in the long run. Am I true, Miss Mandin?
Yes, that's true, Ms. Ibali. Yes, that's true, Ms. Ibali. So, can ISO 14001-2015 have its effect of public policy? Yes, maybe. I think environmental policy is the mechanism by which management formally express its commitment performance. ISO 14001, 2015 to the environmental public policy outlines the organization approach to environment. The policy will affect how and every individual perform their job in relation to environmental impact. Any addition, Ms. Asenas? What do you think?
Yes, Ms. Mandin. In my view, it is the responsibility of management and organization to provide policy management for environmental management within the organization. They must establish strategic environmental policies, directives, and objectives consistent with the purpose and capabilities of the organization. Policy to what your company will meet to control and improve their business in all aspects in regards to the environment. How about Ms. Evalu? If I said Ms. Ibali.
For me, Ms. Asenas, leaders must establish, implement, and maintain an environmental policy that suits the purpose of the organization, provide building blocks for setting environmental goals, includes a commitment, encompasses a pledges to fulfill its compliance obligation, and consists of improvement of the environmental management system in order to build the environmental performance. Policies must be maintained as documented information, be communicated throughout the organization, and be available to interested parties. Ms. Mandin?
Yes, Ms. Ibali, that's true. Ms. Ibali, so can ISO 14001 2015 have its effect to internationalization and globalization? I think so. ISO 14001 was developed primarily to assess environmental policy is the mechanism by which management formally express its commitment performance. ISO 14001 2015 to the environmental public policy outlines the organization approach to environment. The policy will affect and every individual perform their job in relation to environmental impact. Any addition, Ms. Asenas? What do you think?
Yes, Ms. Mandin. By minimizing the risk of regulatory and environmental liability fines and improving an organization's efficiency, benefits can include a reduction in waste consumptions of resources, offering cost businesses and improvements in performance. Organizations can reap a number of economic benefits, including higher conformance with legislative and regulatory requirements by adopting the ISO standard. How about you, Ms. Duhenia? What can you see?
In my point of view, operating in multiple locations across the globe can leverage the conformance to ISO 14001, eliminating the need for multiple registrations or certifications, and there has been a push in the last decade by customers for companies to adopt better international control, making the incorporations of ISO 14001 a smart approach for the long-term viability of businesses across the globe. Ms. Ebalye?
Well, ISO 14001 can also provide a competitive advantages against companies that who adopt the standard and can have a positive impact on a company's asset value that give the company a better future internationally and globally.
Miss Mandin, any additional discussion?
Yes, it's true, Ms. Ibalye. It can lead to improved public perceptions of the business, placing them in a better position to operate in the international marketplace and global market. The use of ISO 14001 can demonstrate an innovative and forward-thinking approach to customers and for prospective employees. It can increase business access to new customers and business partners. In some markets, it can potentially reduce public liability insurance costs. It can serve to reduce trade barriers between registered businesses. There is growing interest in including certification to ISO 14001 and tenders for public-private partnership. That's the end of our discussion. Thank you and have a good day, everyone. In addition to our discussion, ISO 14001 is suitable for an organizations of all types and size, be they private, not-for-profit, or governmental. It requires that an organization considers all environmental issues relevant to its operations, such as air pollution, water and sewage issues, waste management, soil contamination, climate change mitigation and adaptation, and resource use and efficiency. Like all ISO management system standards, ISO 14001 includes the need for continual improvement of an organization system and approach to environmental concerns. The standard has recently been revised with the key improvements such as the increased prominence of environmental management within the organization's strategic planning process, greater input from leadership, and a stronger commitment to proactive initiative that boost environmental performance. There are many reasons why an organization should take a strategic approach to improving better environmental performance. Users of the standard have reported ISO 14001 help demonstrate leadership compliance with current and future statutory and regulatory requirements, increased leadership involvement and engagement, better employees, improve company reputation and the confidence of stakeholders through strategic communication, achieve strategic business aim by incorporating environmental issues into business management, provide a competitive and financial advantage through improved efficiencies and reduce cost, encourage better environment performance of supplier by integrating them into the organization's business systems. All ISO standards are revised and reviewed regularly to make sure they remain relevant to marketplace. ISO 14001:2015 now requires environmental management to be more proponent with the organization's strategic direction, a greater commitment from leadership, the implementation proactive initiatives to protect the environment from harm and degradation, such as sustainable resource use and climate change mitigation, a focus on life cycle thinking to ensure consideration from development to end of life. The additional of the stakeholders focused communication strategy and ISO 14001:2015 revision bring benefits to an environmental management system like better integration with other business activities, enhancement of the process approach and a plan, do, check, and act cycle, decentralization of the system, and spread of responsibilities for environmental management system throughout the organization, great involvement of the top management in the environmental management system, consideration of the whole life cycle of the product or service during aspect evaluation, higher emphasis on environmental performance monitoring. ISO 14001 has become the leading international standards for designing and implementing an environmental management system. Ms. Evalier, any additional information to the discussion? None? To the other co-teammates? So if there's none, let's end our discussion. Thank you so much and have a good day.